Thank you, April, Amber, Amy, Autumn. Well done, thank you very much. Our valedictorian speaker for the class of 2014 is both excellent in her left brain and in her right brain. If you've had the opportunity to see some of the artwork that she's put together over the last 4 years, it's absolutely incredible. And then for me to hear that she's very interested in mathematics and very interested in pursuing a career in mathematics, I said, that doesn't happen. You don't see that very often where you've got the right brain and the left brain working fully at 100% strength. And so, ladies and gentlemen, join with me in welcoming Lede Dadisman.
Class of 2014, after many quizzes, tests, papers, projects, and presentations, some of which were all in the same class, Mr. Caves, we will finally receive that diploma that tells everyone, hey, look at this, I survived high school. So to fulfill one graduation speech cliche, we made it. And in the words of Mr. Luscombe, good job. But one thing that I noticed most about our journey through high school was all the change we experienced along the way. We survived 2 choir directors and 2 band directors. We survived 2 principals, 3 English teachers, and 4 art teachers. We kind of survived 5 science teachers, but most importantly, we survived 7 Spanish teachers, or at least a few members of our class did. Some of us just learned our Spanish from Mr. Luscombe. Fácil, fácil, that's Spanish for fácil. And a shout out to Trey, who survived getting dunked on by Mr. Caves for being late to 4th hour Bible yet again. This adaptability is commendable, because we didn't just adapt, we thrived, we locked in. And we turned down for what? And I hope as we leave this school, we continue to do so. For those of you that know me, I'm a perfectionist, and I'm not sure that I'd be standing here if I weren't. And I also know, as Autumn said, that I don't need to be perfect. None of us do. And this can be very hard. For me, this brings about a fear of change. I don't like change when I'm used to something, and I'm not sure that any of us do. To those few people that actually like change, I don't know how you do it. Maybe the rest of us just need to take a 0. There, we're all caught up. We need to understand that change is not a bad thing. In fact, we are called to change. How else are we supposed to improve or become set apart? Romans 12:2 instructs, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may prove what the will of God is, that which is good and acceptable and perfect. We are supposed to transform our minds. We cannot do this if we remain the same and cling to the way things are. However, in the midst of all the change that we are supposed to experience, God does remain the same. God never changes. He is immutable. Hebrews 13:8 proclaims, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. We must take comfort in this. No matter what is going on, no matter what we are doing, God is steadfast in himself. Thus, we are made a promise in verses 5 and 6 of Hebrews 13. For he himself has said, I will never desert you, nor will I ever forsake you. So that we can confidently say, the Lord is my helper, I will not be afraid. What will man do to me? So as we go out into the real world, though high school got pretty real, we need to remember these 2 things. We need to be transformed, and we should praise God because he stays the same. At the end of the class luncheon, Bill Finelli, the head coach of the women's basketball team at Iowa State, spoke. And one sentence stood out to me. He said, if the best thing you ever accomplish is being valedictorian in high school, you are disappointment. And I agreed. So I said to myself, if the best thing any of us accomplishes is in high school, we are disappointment. If the best thing you accomplish is being on homecoming court, or going to state basketball, or becoming track conference champs, black dot on your forehead. Because in the words of John Stedham, we can do better. Some people say that high school is the best 4 years of your life, but if we grow and change and become better, we can use our talents that we may have discovered in high school to encourage others and serve God in whatever He has called us to do. And this way, we will leave our mark on the world, not with trophies, medals, and titles, but by shining God's light on others. This is how we know that the best is yet to come.